Good day to you. Good day. I want to discuss the topic of how kids get into different kinds of hurt. I am Dr. Lalith Mendis, Colombo Empathic Learning Center Director. I was formerly head of Department of Pharmacology in a state medical faculty. Because many parents come with kids in different kinds of distress, usually beginning with excess of the digital screen, isolated behavior, then I call it the closed space syndrome, where their movement is limited to very few. And how do parents tackle this situation? Then they feel injured by any little reprimand, so you can't go to reprimand as our parents did with us. We have to go for appreciation and suggestion how it can be better. So we have to work with their default mode network of thought every hour. They will do with dopamine for 45 minutes. That's how our brain is designed. And then they must shift over to serotonin. What happens in this scenario is that they do not get into serotonin satiety and reward. The dopamine, because of their digitization background, keeps playing in their mind to do the same thing again and again. It is the addictive mode. So you must not get into fisticuffs with them because they are already dopaminergic. They are ready for come for a fight. So you must speak always reducing the tension, not increasing the tension. You have to speak from their side. Try to understand how their mind has worked because of the screen and peer pressure, peer behavior, and they already feel alienated. Don't feel guilty either. Believe as parents you can engage the problem. I have written many books on this and I have done many lectures. I have done academic research on this also. I am Dr. Lalith Mendis. I can send you those clips so that you have to study the topic. Just taking them from one psychiatrist to the other is not the solution. Increasing more drugs is not the solution. And I have written an article in the SLMA newsletter on this. It is written for doctors, but you also can read and understand how to manage the parents to become therapists for this kind of behavior of kids from 8 maybe till about 18, 20, even 24, that they have a behavior pattern of bottom-up regulation, dyspathy, because they should be working from bottom-up regulation. They should be working top-down regulation, decision-making, initiation, navigation, successful in conclusion, reward, creative, empathy. That's how they should be working, but they have gone into a bottom-up regulation of dyspathy and stress behavior, and then they are on to risk experiment. Increasingly the awareness of what risk they are involved in is down assessed. They do not have a right assessment of risk and going to places, climbing stairs, taking photographs from very dangerous angles have become part of their normal life. So they are into risk. Bottom-up regulation of all the time working with dopamine, adrenocortical axis, like a soldier in the foxhole syndrome, which is about shooting, and they have got there because of adrenal and dopamine shooting through digital games and racing cars and the pixel behavior inside their brain. So I want to give you some steps of understanding the issue, and it is they feel despised and forsaken about other things. They despise the normal and they feel forsaken by the present order of parents doing things one way and their thing is not being recognized kind of thing. So when you want to bring the good you want to do for them, you want to bring it from behind. You can't lead from front with this generation. With this generation, both Gen Zs and Alpha and below Alpha, you have to lead them from a side, supporting in the right direction, nudge in the right direction, help in the right direction, appreciation in the right direction. So it's not easy. It's a complete subject to study and understand without reacting. and without getting the kids into all kinds of multiple pharmacotherapy. So they have sorrows, they are acquainted with grief, their assessment, they have a hurt syndrome inside. So when people get hurt inside, they punish themselves. They don't eat, and they also don't eat proper meals, because when they eat, the digitizing effect, the dopamine effect comes down. Just the way the man after alcohol does not want to eat a proper meal, they also just manage with junk food, snippets here and there, kind of food that will keep them stimulated and not a proper meal. So one aspect of therapy is somehow dad and mom getting together to sit them down to a proper meal, at least the dinner time. And the family bonhomie of the dinner time, of the meal time, oxytocin, GABA, serotonin working in their own brain is the way of therapy. And if they can be got into rhythmic activities like our Den and Dare grips and ropes challenge courses, calisthenics, I can send you a clip to show what can be done for them. Please send me a WhatsApp to 074211501. If you want a counseling appointment free of cost, you can bring up my secretary 07715122801 and ask for an appointment. So Den and Dare is empathic motor therapy, where when they use their toes and fingers in grip and rope activity, I call it GARTS, grips and rope thrill sports, GARTS. We have our center in Borelli, you can come and see, and we have a 5-acre campus in Pamulinga Jayala where we do teamwork with kids affected like this, or corporate outbound training. And when a kid who is isolated with this kind of digitization, when they get into a team, they begin to come out of it, and inside their brain the glutamate works and adjusting the NMDA and brings down the dopamine to physiological dopamine DA1 receptor rather than DA2 addictive receptors. So it's a neurochemistry change they need, and establishing bonhomie times, good meal times, gets the serotonin, oxytocin, GABA, gamma-aminobutyric acid, which is for empathy, to work in them. Recover sleep for them is very important. So goals are to get them to be asleep by 11 o'clock and to be up by about 5:36 early in the morning to see the sunrise and get up, because that is also therapeutic to adjust the bioclocks, and from 6 o'clock in the evening for melatonin to work in their brain. So remember this process, and there's a good shepherd who can heal us. He has taken our griefs upon himself. He has carried our sorrows, and he was pierced for our transgressions. That's the story of the baby in Bethlehem going up to Calvary. You would have noticed that in the manger there are 3 crosses like that supporting the manger, and in Calvary those 3 crosses show 3 people crucified, 2 thieves, and in the center our Lord Jesus Christ, the Good Shepherd. That's the spiritual addition, how we overcome our hurts. We take it to our Lord Jesus Christ. He gives us a breastplate for parents, and our difficulties and where we are wounded, we put it on him, because he was pierced for our transgression. He was wounded, and by his stripes, by his love, by his life, we are healed. Inner healing is possible. So don't miss out on that also. So I just thought I must encourage you to engage the kids when they're having this dyspathy time and dyspathy time, and parents to be, how to train parents to be the therapist, with help of course from professionals, but you are with your kid 24/7. So believe that it is possible. Don't despair. Don't speak in stress. Don't speak in anger. Don't criticize them in their presence. Anyway, don't criticize them. Do the methodology as I have described. I am Dr. Lalith Mendis. If you want I am Director, Colombo Empathic Learning Center. Formerly, I was Head Department Pharmacology in a State Medical Faculty. If you want to have any more clips, you can write to me, send a WhatsApp to 074211501. If you want a consultation free of cost about kids digitization, you bring them and come and get an appointment free of cost, 07715122801. Thank you for listening.